All right, moving on to football. Football. I we got to talk about football on a Saturday. I was originally going to record a podcast on Saturday, but I decided instead to just go today because there were games all day Saturday, and thank God I did. I should have done like a live stream or something during the Colts Vikings game, but I did not know that that would be one of the greatest games I've ever seen. 49ers Seahawks 21-13 Thursday night football. I thought it was a pretty boring game. I think the 49ers could, even with Brock Purdy as their quarterback and no Jimmy Garoppolo, I think they could potentially win a playoff game. But I don't see them going to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl. I think the 49ers offensively and defensively are a very balanced team because you have solid defense. You got a great defensive line. Your cornerbacks are playing very well this year. Secondary. Obviously, those linebackers are out of this world. And then offensively, if you're able to get Christian McCaffrey involved as much as you have been, 108 rushing yards in this game, and you're able to get him, I don't know, say five, six catches a game, maybe he can start scoring with you in that area. There's so many ways that you can utilize him and use him. So I really think that the 49ers, if they rely heavily on Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle, and sometimes open it up and throw it down the field, that they could be very successful and possibly, it's a possibility that they win a playoff game. And then, I mean, right off the next one was this Colts Vikings game. This was a game I turned off the second quarter. I was watching the game and I was like, man, the Colts are really just beating them up. I mean, as we go in here, you can kind of see the pure dominance. First quarter, 17 points. 17 points in the first quarter. They had that blocked punt return to make it 10-0. And then, I mean, you can see just kind of how fast from this 9-11 to 8-12. So, in the span of about a minute or so, they scored off a blocked punt. And so they were 10 up with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. And then once they got up to 17, um, it kind of felt like, because I mean, even at that point, 14 would be a lot, but 17 feels almost like it's four scores that you have to get back into it for the Vikings. And then after that, it was just field goal, interception return with 5:50 left, and then right to go into halftime, that field goal. They kind of diced them up, but they were able to score off turnovers. That's how they scored. They only had one really offensive play. They had the Blackman 17-yard interception return, and then they had the JoJo Doman blocked punt return. And that was going into halftime. But then once halftime came out, they started slow. They started slow. But once they got into it, it was all Vikings. From the last minute of the third quarter until overtime. Yeah, well, overtime was another story, but from a minute 13 in the third quarter until the end of the game, it was all Vikings. They were insane. They had some huge amounts of luck. Huge luck. They had I mean, this 64-yard pass to Dalvin Cook, just an insanely lucky play. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. If they don't convert here, or if they waste too much time off the clock, they're not winning this game. So just a total amount of luck for them. And I kind of want to see like the highlights of how it came out after halftime. So going into halftime, it was 33-0 here, correct? And you see immediately coming out of halftime, a little bit slow with the Vikings. They really didn't start to hit until halfway through here, where they were actually starting to put together some drives. But I thought that the game was over looking at quarter three is about halfway done. Yes, KJ Osborne up until this point in the game was good. And then, I mean, this play right here set up the KJ Osborne ultimate touchdown that you can see right over here. This KJ Osborne 2-yard pass, 8:22. That's kind of what gave them a little glimmer of hope. You're like, okay, well, at this point, maybe KJ Osborne is a guy that we can actually rely on because Justin Jefferson also huge point at this point in the game, point of emphasis was Adam Thielen had not been targeted. I don't think he had a single catch up to this point in the game. He did finish with a touchdown though. So later on in the game, he became more impactful. But up until this point, at 5.5 minutes left in the third, there's still no Adam Thielen. And then this is the last point scored by the Colts for the day, right there at about 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and then it was just all Vikings. They were just able to, for whatever reason, they were playing sort of an up tempo. It wasn't full no huddle, but they were playing fast paced. And they were just able to move the ball. They were able to start throwing the ball down the field a lot more. Yet Justin Jefferson really, really come out into his open. And of course, there's an ad. Excuse me with the ad. And you can just see them methodically going down. And then we'll fast forward. Boom. KJ Osborne. All right, 14. This is the touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson. He absolutely crossed up Stephon Gilmore. I hope they show the replay here, but he crosses him up. I hope they show this replay. Let's see this. They don't, but he does a very good route. If you can find another replay of it, do it. Huge stop right there on 3rd and 5. Vikings get the ball back. And here's the Dalvin. There you go. Dalvin Cook catching passes. About 10 minutes left. 21-36. Can they do it? They need 15 points. 15 points. 9 minutes left. Yeah, KJ Osborne went absolutely off, a career high in receiving yards for his career. Kirk Cousins was throwing it out, and it's intercepted. And you thought the game was over there. Game is over right here. You thought the game was over right there. But if you see 3rd and 8, Indianapolis back up on their own end zone. I think they're about on the 4-yard line. They're not in a good spot, even though they got the turnover there. So 3rd and 8, the Vikings defense is able to hold them up. Here's his 3rd down play. Matt Ryan drops the pass. Now what do? They got to punt it. 7 minutes left. Here come the Vikings. Still need 15 points with 7 minutes left in the game. There's Adam Thielen's first target and first catch with 7 minutes left in the game. 21-36. Big time. They're starting to get in a rhythm. Starting to move it down. There you go, Osborne. Breaking tackles. About 6.5 minutes left. They still got a ways to go. 3rd and goal. Pop it right over. There's Adam Thielen. Earlier got his first catch. Now he's got his first target. You can see, boom. Things really start heating up here. Defense played lights out in the 4th quarter right here, getting pressure on Matt Ryan. And I do hope that they do have this replay in here later that I wanted to see. And there's this fumble. Just watch this right here. I hope they show this replay. And it pops out. I agree with you, Nate Burleson. So that was actually not ruled a scoop and a score. It was just down at the place where it dropped. So now you have this drive where the Vikings are about to go 3-and-out. It's 3rd and 6, 3 minutes left to go in the game. They're on the 47, I believe, 47-yard line in enemy territory. 3 minutes to go, 28-36. Let's see what they do. Savon Gilmore just getting absolutely cooked by Jefferson down the stretch. Just it was interesting to watch. 3 minutes here. 3 minutes left. There's the throw. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Incomplete pass. 4th and 10. Also, another thing, earlier in this game, Justin Jefferson got hit very hard by Stephon Gilmore, and he had to come out and go into the blue tent. And people were questioning, hey, is he going to come back? Well, ultimately he did. And I mean, he helped them seal out the win. So that is also something else to think about throughout this game. There we go. Watch this. Game's over. Game's over. Kirk Cousins, 4th and 15. He gets pressure. He runs it up the middle. Kirk Cousins is doing this. He has 15 yards to go. Why is he running? He has to throw the ball down the field. Instead, he ends up taking a sack, and the Colts take over. 2:52, 28-36. Colts are ahead. Starting to get some real rushing yards. 2:46, they just got a first down right here. They just got to run out the clock. Just run out the clock. All right, 2:37. It's 3rd and 7 right here. They need to convert this. Otherwise, you have the opportunity to give Minnesota a chance to score before the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they do here. 3rd and 7, Matt Ryan. Hands it off. He's short. 4th and 1, right here. 2:31 left to go in the game. 36-28. Matt Ryan tries to rush for it. Where did they spot it? This was make or break. This is the game on the line right here, this call. 2:20, 4th and 1. Matt Ryan tries to QB sneak. 36-28. Uh-oh. Somebody's a little short. All right, Vikings take over. 2:28. All right. They're basically on their 35-yard line. They got to go the length of the field. They got to get 2 scores. 36-28. So they set up a screen pass, 2:27 here to Dalvin Cook. And if you're watching on video, you can see, I'll say, right here on the screen, this guy looks like he's going to be able to get him. And for the listeners, it looks like Dalvin Cook's going to get tackled here. But watch what happens. Good blocking, cuts it back. He gets hit. Oh, he gets hit. He gets hit, but he stays up. 2:27 left to go in the game. 36-28. 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 2: 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Dalvin Cook, 64-yard touchdown off a screen pass, 34-36. Here's the 2-point conversion to tie the game and send this thing to overtime if nobody else scores. TJ Hawkinson scores the 2-point conversion. This thing is all tied up. It is all tied up. It was 33-0 at halftime. They had all the leverage. Third quarter, they really struggled starting out. But like I said, once they caught fire, there was no stopping them. Now we got the Colts, 3rd and 5 here. 1:55 left in the game, tied game. They gave up this massive lead. What will they do now? Pittman catches the ball short. There's 2 defenders there with a third coming on. And he's short. Gonna have to go for it on 4th down. And they decide to punt it. Interesting choice there. They trust their defense. But this would ultimately be what did them in. 3rd and 1, Vikings. Able to get a bunch of time off the clock. Ball is snapped with 42 seconds left to go in the 4th. Cousins again tries to run for the 1st down, and he's down. I thought he might have learned his lessons when it's third. I mean, the 4th and 15 was inexcusable. This one is much more manageable, but still. Same exact thing happens. He tries to rush for it, and he gets caught. Now it's 4th down. Clock is running. 13 seconds. Matt Ryan. They weren't able to get it done either. So now we go into overtime. And overtime was just really bad. Not a lot of offensive success for either teams. It was just rough. People were just fighting over who was going to go to get a field goal. That was what the race was. Took them forever to drive down the field. It was crazy. TJ Hawkinson has been a huge pickup for them. Huge pickup, very, very helpful. But I mean, you can kind of see how it develops right there. So you see later in the play-by-play is what I want. All right, is it going to take me down? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Hey, OC. This is kind of how it happens. Look at this. You can see. Minnesota has the ball twice. Or, yeah, you can see the ball. 7 yards. Boom. Incomplete. They weren't able to get it done. On 3rd and 24, 14-yard pass. Not enough. They punt it. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left is what the Colts got to work with. And here's what they did. 5-yard run, 2nd and 5. All right, 15-yard pass. Now it's 1st and 10 on their 33-yard line. Sacked. And then this was an interesting one because this was challenged. Matt Ryan fumbles, and then it's recovered. Alec Pierce. So still Colts ball. 2nd and 9, incomplete pass. 3rd and 9, and it's short of the 1st down. Then they get 1 yard, and boom. Now is where they start to fall apart. No gain, Michael Pittman, Matt Ryan with a minute 53 left to go in overtime. 3rd and 9. He's got to get this here. And he doesn't. Doesn't. And they punt. 4th and 9. You're not going for it there. You got to punt. You're on the Indiana 44. If you give that spot up right there, that's a good spot for the Vikings. And you see Dalvin Cook, 6-yard run, 15-yard catch, 21-yard catch, 48 seconds, 13-yard. And luckily that on 1st down they had this incomplete pass to TJ Hockenson because this is stop the clock. You see 48, 21-yard pass to Thielen, and then 24 seconds is the incomplete pass. So 20 seconds came off the clock. And just talked about it right there. Let's watch it. What it looked like as it happened in real time. Peterson, I thought he was done. I thought he was really hurt. Third and 9. Now 1st and 10. Just watch how it unfolds. Watch how it unfolds. Incomplete pass. And you just see the Vikings. They're able to come down. They're able to come down and just get things done. Now they do take a lot of time off the clock, but I'm about to pass the 50-yard line. Now they're in field goal range with 38 seconds. This is after that. And then you can see right here, there was a flag on this play because he was being held down by the Colts defender. And Nate Burleson, I don't know if they'll show it here, but Nate Burleson made a good point that you're taught to do that, but it's still illegal. Yep. Delay of game. And the game's over. We're able to win the game. Whoops. That, folks, that's how you lose a game. Jefferson, delay a game, gives them 5 yards. Indiana 27. And they go and kick it. Kick it from the 22-yard line to win the game in the game that I thought was the most insane game I have ever seen in my entire life. It felt very long because once you got to overtime, both teams kind of struggled. But now we have today. So it is now 3:43. Steelers, Panthers. You hope for the Steelers' sake that they're able to win this game, even though they are on the road, and hopefully Kenny Pickett can outplay Sam Darnold. Because if he's unable to outperform Sam Darnold and the Panthers defense, then there might need to be some conversations that need to be talked about. Because their defense isn't too great. It's not all time. But got the Eagles in a close game against the Bears. Justin Fields 95 yards rushing. This is an interesting game. 2 interceptions for Jalen Hurts. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is an interesting one to see there. That is very interesting to see. I have my phone here too, and I'm watching some of the games. I have the Panthers. Very interesting. All right. We also got Falcons Saints. Just an awful division. Oh, Tyler Algier. Oh, I had him on my fantasy team and I dropped him. Oh man. Well, that stinks. Jets. Zach Wilson is in today. Of course, they only have 10 points with 4:35 in the fourth, and I decided Garrett Wilson was a smart play for fantasy. They might lose to the Lions. Also, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Also kind of stinks. Cowboys, Jags, 34-31. Jags really, I don't think the Jags are too bad of a team. I just think they have some holes that they really got to fill. Their defense really has to improve, but offensively, I feel like they kind of got the receivers figured out. Christian Kirk has been very good for them. Even though they seem to have paid him a lot of money, I think it's really worked out for them. And then Travis Etienne, they traded away James Robinson, and Travis Etienne was immediately able to step into that role and be their number one running back. I think give this head coaching staff another year, and you could possibly get 8 or 9 wins out of this team. I don't think they'll go to the playoffs, but you can get 8 or 9 wins out of this roster with a couple extra draft picks and maybe a big free agent signing. You have the story right here. Evan Ingram open to returning to the Jags. That's good for them. Yeah, you got to remember they played close against the Chiefs. Now versus the Cowboys. Ooh, Chiefs Texans. Oh no. Oh no. What's going on in this game? Texans 1-11. Oh man. Oh, just Justin Fields exit games versus Eagle with right leg injury and is replaced by Nathan Peterman. Looks like the Eagles will win that game now. Wow. So let's see what's happened in this game. Touchdown. So going into halftime, it was about tied. And wow, they Texans tied it up with 5:11 in the fourth. Who's got the ball? Ooh, it's in an intermission right now. Oh man, Chiefs are about to get the ball. Are they going to be able to pull it out? I don't know. Win probably right now is 55.9% for the Chiefs. We'll have to check in on that game. Wow. Wow. Interesting already. And then, I mean, later tonight, you have some great games going on. I mean, you have the Cardinals, Broncos. This is going to be one of the worst games I've ever seen with my own eyes. Titans, Chargers. I thought the Chargers were going to be so much better this year, but for whatever reason, that team always has injuries at the most important positions. And for the Chargers, it's wide receivers. They have been without their top two wide receivers for just about 100% of the season. Bengals, Bucks. I think the Bucks win this game. I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Bucks, but their defense just is too good. Too good for them not to be able to play in this game. I mean, you look at their rushing yards, they're last in the NFL. In takeaways, they're 18th, which is not good. They're -2. We got to create more turnovers and stop turnovers on offense. Their their point differential really is not good at all. But they've been kind of banged up and they've been kind of slow. And I mean, you could say in terms of banged up, the Bengals are banged up too. But I would take the Bucks here. I think they'll upset them. 3.5. Give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks. I'm not betting. I'm not betting on it, but I'm just saying in general. Primetime game. Patriots Raiders. Bill Belichick. against his former offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. It's going to be a bloodbath. I have no idea why they have the Patriots as a 1 point favorite. Let's check the injuries report. They're really hurt at a lot of positions. And maybe that's why. Josh Jacobs, please play well because he's on my fantasy team. I want him to rush for 1 billion yards. But with that being said, you have this game tonight. I would take the Patriots. If they were favored by 3, I would still take them. 3.5, I'm starting to say, hey, nah, I don't know. I think this will be a very close game, but I just don't see the Patriots losing to the Raiders. I'm sorry. Maybe Devontae Adams has a crazy game where he goes off, but I don't see it. Monday night, Packers, Rams. What are the Packers favored? Packers favored by 7. Yeah, the Rams have been very, very bad this year. 4-9 doesn't describe how poor they've played. Been, I mean, Aaron Donald injury. They've been really, really hurt, but the Packers have also been hurt. I mean, David Bakhtiari feels like he has not been able to play forever. And when he does play, the next game he's injured. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, here's the playoff picture. Bills. Do you think the Bills go to the Super Bowl? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. I think that it will be the Bills and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I don't know if the Bills can beat the Chiefs. I don't know if they're ready for that yet. Vikings, 21% Super Bowl. I don't see it. I don't see it. You win a very close game where you have to go to overtime against the Colts. Yes, a 33-point comeback is great, but the fact that they were in that hole, bad special teams, they had two turnovers that led to scores, special teams, and then a Kirk Cousin play, I believe, right? Let me double check that. Yeah, interception. Can't do that. Can't let them score off turnovers. Interesting. So yeah, that's the NFL this week. And the NFL currently is crazy. Let me check real quick my fantasy. I got to see what the situation is right now. Give me one quick second. I know this is very bad radio. Okay. I'll run through my lineup. Currently, right now, quarterback for me, Joe Burrow. Running back 1, Isaiah Pacheco, 8.5 points currently. Josh Jacobs is my second running back. Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. He got me 10.7 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown at wide receiver. 15.2 points, so good. Good. That's what I expect from him. Tight end David Njoku, recently added to the roster in this past week. He got me 5.8 points. I did not expect the game with Baltimore to be so bad, but I do wonder if because the game was on a Saturday, people's internal clocks were messed up because they're used to playing Sundays. But that's just a theory. At the flex position, Garrett Wilson. That pisses me off. Garrett Wilson, 8.6, 2 receptions, 66 yards, defensive special teams, Patriots. And the kicker, Daniel Carlson. On my bench, DK Metcalf, 12.5 points. I didn't think that game would be high scoring, and I feel comfortable with that decision. Kadero Patterson, 12.2 points. I've given up on him because there's some weeks where he scores 2, and then there's a game like today where they run 55 times and he's able to score a bunch. Tyler Conklin should probably drop him, pick up another person, but he has had a couple of games where he's went off. He had 1.9 points. against Detroit, unless he scores now with 2.5 minutes left in the game. I also have Latavius Murray. I picked him up after Melvin Gordon was dropped. He's projected 12.9 points. So maybe does better than Isaiah Pacheco, unless Isaiah Pacheco scores here, which would be nice. Jamal Williams, 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter or fourth quarter, or 2 minutes in the fourth. 3.3 points up to this point. Very glad I'm not starting him. And then I also have Chris Moore from the Houston Texans. He's got 2 minutes. He's also playing the Chiefs as well. He's got 8.2 points right now. And finally, the tight end I shoulda had in today. He just got recently added to the roster. But Evan Ingram, 12.7 points today. And I had him on my bench. That's the one that I'm kind of upset about. My team is 9-5 right now. Had some early struggles on draft day. I think my roster was like projected to like end up 8th or something in the entire league. And at this point, I'm 3rd in the Western Conference, 9-5. I'm 3 games back, but I have a 100% chance to make the playoffs. Because on the East side, their division was absolutely garbage. Their number one person on the East is 9-5, same record as me. Everybody after that, 8-6, 7-7, 6-8, 3-11. Crazy, 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 crazy. Then on the West, it's 12-2, 10-4, 9-5. So I'm probably not going to win in the playoffs, but at least we made it.